Okay, friends, good morning. Welcome to this session, guys. Uh, Let us start the session by, discussing some basic things about computer network. It is just a workshop session, so we will be discussing what is server administration, what is a network administration today, okay, and what is there in server administration, what is there in network administration, and what certifications are there, and what job opportunities we have, and what we are going to learn. And once we finish our server administration and network administration, where we can move. All these things we'll try to address today. Okay. So before we start, before I say anything else, I'll just try to make sure here, like, okay, whatever questions you have, whatever doubts you have, feel free to ask all your questions, all your doubts, because this session is specially for like discuss. It is something like a discussion session. It's not like we are discussing this subject here. We are simply having a discussion about like what we can do in this course and what we can do after this course. Okay. So let us begin the session. Okay, so before I start, before I say anything else, a simple question to you people. Can you please tell me what exactly is a computer network? What is computer network for you? So you're using computer network for many years now. You know, the biggest computer network is your internet actually. Normally people think computer network is only in a company. Okay, of course in company there is a computer network. But the internet to which we are connected as of now, this is the biggest computer network. You are connected with me, I am connected with you, I am connected with some other person, you'll be connected with some other person through SMS, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. This is a computer network. So from your experience, whatever you use on your internet, how you send messages and all those things, can you please tell me any three advantages of computer network?
Hi, sir.
Yeah, Shruti. Hello.
Yeah, using networking, we can communicate each other.
Okay, fine. Communication.
We can share. We can share anything like files or something.
Okay, we can share data.
Yeah, and that's it, I guess so. Because everything comes under sharing and communication, everything.
Okay, fine. That's great. Okay, so communication and sharing. Sharing in the sense
Yeah,
sharing data, sharing hardware, sharing software, everything
yeah,
comes under sharing.
exactly. Yes, yes, everything comes under sharing.
Okay, anything else you can think of as of now?
That's it, I guess so. From my side, that's it.
Okay, from your side, that's it. Okay, fine. So let us go with the two options, communication and sharing. Communication means, you can access the information easily. That is what communication means. Okay, sharing means you can share data. Communication means you can send or receive messages, all those things. Okay, fine. Now, can you say any two disadvantages?
Like security, I can say one thing.
Okay, fine. Security. Can you just elaborate security in more, please?
Security in the sense like we have two communications like wired and wireless, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in wireless we don't have enough security, while in wired we might get security enough.
Okay, fine. That's an acceptable answer actually, but it's a very technical answer. Fine, that's good.
Yeah,
Anything else?
actually I have heard your classes, like I have heard a few demo classes,
Okay,
and I have started working on that.
okay, fine. That's good. Okay. But there are some things maybe I have not discussed there about disadvantages of a computer network. So fine. What you said, wire is more secure, wireless is less secure. Okay, that is all right. But I'm saying like from your experience, whatever you do on how you use internet, from your experience, what you think, what disadvantages you see there?
Disadvantages in the sense sometimes we might speed, like we might not share due to some reasons like speed of the internet, or it
Okay.
depends on internet, right?
Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just write the disadvantages here. Now you should tell me whether you have faced this or not. Okay. Now one
Okay, okay.
disadvantage here is
Yeah,
You know this virus very well. You must have faced this issue sometime in your life, maybe in your computer, maybe in
Exactly.
your somewhere. Yeah, this is
Yes,
something.
yes, yes. Hacking.
Yeah, you know, recently there were some many posts on Facebook. People were posting like,
Yes, yes, yes.
do not access any account, any friends request on my name, because people were asking money actually, right? If you remember,
Yeah.
recently, like two weeks before, my cousin sent me a message over the WhatsApp. He said like, what to do in this case? So I said like, book a complaint, because you know people were selecting people with more followers or more friends, like maybe like thousands of friends, and they are creating a account with their name, and they are asking money. So
Yes,
some
it's a
people
kind
might,
of ransomware, right?
it's not ransom anyway. Ransom is something else anyway, but it's kind of hacking. Hacking
Okay.
means, and you're creating a fake account with some other person name, and you're like, you know, getting money on his name.
Yeah.
Ransom in that sense means you have kidnapped someone and you're asking money. That's a ransom. It's a different thing. But this is
Okay,
hacking
okay.
actually. Okay. So disadvantages, what we have here are virus and hacking. But see, these are the disadvantages for sure. But still, we have a solution for this. What is the solution for virus?
Antivirus.
That's it. We have the antivirus software. Okay. And for hacking, what is the solution? We have some security.
Security policies, or and we have to train ourselves.
Exactly. Antivirus is very simple actually. Just take the
Yeah.
antivirus software and install the antivirus software. But actually, that antivirus software you should know how to install. That is the one thing you should know. So there are two ways of
Yes.
installing antivirus software. One, antivirus software you install on your local computer directly. Like you must have any antivirus software. I think we have seen this diagram before in my demo session. So one antivirus, what you do, you install on your machine directly. Okay. Now there is one more same antivirus, actually not some other antivirus. Same antivirus. What we do here, by using a server, we install the antivirus in all the hundreds and thousands of computers. There is a difference. I repeat again, listen carefully. You know how to install antivirus in a local computer. If not, I'll show you. It's very simple. Just say next, finish. Installation is done. But in companies, actually, there are some hundreds and thousands of computers. So can we install antivirus in each and every computer individually? No. Then we
No.
take a server actually, and by using a server, we can install antivirus in all the hundreds and thousands of computers without any delay. Or maybe like within 10 to 15 minutes, we can do the installation. This is what we do. So there is a disadvantage, but see, we still have a solution. Now coming to hacking or coming to security and all those things, for each and everything, there is a solution. See, when we say it is a disadvantage, when there is no solution for it, that is a disadvantage. Like, you know, last year at this time, Corona was a very difficult thing. It was a very dangerous thing because there was no vaccine available. But right now, like, you know, there is a vaccine, so there is some protection there. Okay. So, if you compare this particular Corona pandemic 1 year before, it was very, very dangerous because there was no solution for this. There was no vaccine for this. So, when you say disadvantage, when there is no solution. But coming to hacking here, friends, there is a solution here. There is a solution. So, overall, we can say computer networks have way more advantages than disadvantages. Got it? They have many more advantages than disadvantages. So computer network was past, computer network is present, computer network is future. Now, if I say internet is the biggest computer network, now we can simply think, okay, if internet is a computer network, then what else we need? Of course, in company, there are some hundreds and thousands of computers. Fine. There will be like 10,000 computers also possible. It can be like 30 computers also possible. That is within the company. This is within our company. Okay, this is within our company. But what I'm saying here, over the internet, there are some millions of computers connected. Okay, one more thing here, friends. Whenever you're asking a question, please send me a message. I'll just on your phone there so that you can talk to me directly. Okay. So I have just muted some people here. Very sorry for that because you know there is some disturbance here. So if there is a question, please send me a message. I'll just uh, unblock you or unmute you so that you can ask me the question directly. Okay, very sorry for this again. Okay, so I repeat, there are many advantages in computer network compared to disadvantage. Okay, so whatever disadvantages we have, we can overcome with those disadvantages with a proper solution. Okay, so we cannot imagine ourselves, we cannot imagine any company, we cannot imagine any business actually without a computer network. So computer network is the present, computer network is the future. So what happens in computer network is every now and then there are some changes happening. Like, 10 years before, hardly anyone knows about cloud computing. There is a technology called cloud computing. Hardly anyone knows about cloud computing. In last couple of years, actually, every other person is learning about cloud computing. That means there is a new technology coming. There already came actually, but you know, companies started accepting new technology. That is called cloud computing. So like these changes will happen. 15 years before there was no virtualization. Now there is a concept of virtualization. So new technologies will come, new technologies will be succeeded. So we have many other technologies that we have in cloud, that we have in networking. There are many other concepts we have. But I always say this, and always say this forever in a way, to start your career in networking, you should always begin from the server administration part and the network administration part. I repeat again, you should always begin from your server administration part and the network administration part. If you're good in server administration and network administration, you will be good in all the other courses that you learn. Of course, security is a very huge thing. Cloud computing is a very huge thing. VMware, okay, ethical hacking, Linux administration, there is something called CCNP and CCI, there is something called wireless technology, there is something called there are many options available, friends, in networking. Don't feel like networking is only connecting devices and sharing data and making security. This is one part of our networking. In networking, we have many more options. Many options are available, many paths are available. But if you want to be successful in networking, if you want to go very far in networking, if you want to get good packages, good salaries, and all those things, you should always begin your career from server administration part and the network administration part. I'll just take you to one of my class. This is my, okay, meanwhile, I'll just switch on any one of the server. Okay, so this is one of my server from my existing class. Okay, so it will take a couple of minutes to switch on. So meanwhile, you can just go to, where is my CCNA? Okay, so there is a topic here called subnetting. This topic, it will take like, normally, what people do, they will just finish subnetting class in one day. If you attend the classes, they will just finish this subnetting class in one day. I can bet no person can learn subnetting within one class. That's not possible. So what I do when we go to CCNA, this is your subnetting. I just take subnetting for minimum 3 classes. We'll take around like 10 to 8 to 10 practicals. We'll do 8 to 10 different practicals. I'll do starting 3 4 practicals and I'll ask you to do some more practicals. So whenever I finish my subnetting, if there are 10 people in the class or if there are 50 people in the class, I can see happiness, I can feel happiness from their side, because subnetting is one of the topic. IP address and subnetting, this is one of the topic that every person should know perfectly. If you know this IP addressing and subnetting topic very well, friends, your security concepts you are learning easily. Cloud computing concepts will be easy. Virtualization concepts will be easy. So the bottom line here is, without learning this IP addressing and subnetting concept very well, if you're moving ahead in your career, if you're learning some more things, you will not understand many things. For example, if you're weak in ABCD, can we go with grammar in English? Of course, no. You should be perfect in ABCD first, then you can learn with noun, pronoun, and all those things, and you can speak English fluently. That is the process of learning any language. You should always start with the alphabets. Subnetting and IP addressing is one topic that we will cover in more details. Of course, it will be there in CCNA, but that we will cover in more details. I'll make sure once you finish our subnetting concept, you feel like, okay, I know the concept of IP address. Many people came to me before and they say like, okay, we are learning cloud computing. It is good. There are more job opportunities. Salaries are good. There is a good career, good future. So I said like, of course, whatever you're saying is correct. But then they will say like, okay, we are not able to understand many topics. Many people came to me, many people met me, many people sent me messages regarding these things. I always ask them one question: have you done server administrator and network administration courses? In most of the cases, against the 90% cases, I'll get an answer like no. That's it. That is a problem. Without learning server administration and network administration, if you go with any other course, if you go with any other technology, then we will feel difficulties. Because whatever we are learning here, the same thing we will continue into the other technologies. Cloud computing is not something which came from, which is a completely different technology. It is a technology of networks. It is a course of computer networks only. Okay, I'll just try to give one simple example about cloud computing. Now, can you see one server here, friends? I've just highlighted this server here. This is one of the server we have in our company. Okay, but I can guarantee you companies will not have only one server, companies will have many servers. Okay, server means it is something like a service. So there are many services running like email service, web service, DNS service, file service, Active Directory service, okay, database service, backup. There are many servers running in a company. So this server is one of the server from all your servers. So we have many servers now. So this is one server. Let us say this is one more server, one more server. So like this, we have totally, imagine this is server number 125. So we have this many servers totally in our company, guys. So 125 servers is a pretty good number actually. It's a medium level company. Big level companies can have like 700,000 servers also. I have seen people they are working in companies where there are like 1,000, 1,200 servers. Okay. So we have 125 servers. But what exactly is a server? Now, server is a combination of two things here, friends. Let me just see. Let us see something about server, then we can move into the actual concept. When you talk about server, server is a concept. Server is a combination of hardware plus software. Now, when you compare server hardware and server software, server hardware can be in like 4,000, 5,000, 3,000, or maybe $10,000. Server software can be like 1,000, 1,500, 3,000, $4,000. So overall, a server can be like around, let's say, $6,000. I'm saying on average, it will be more for sure. On average, $6,000. $6,000 is some money, right? $6,000 means how much money? That means 4,50,000 Indian rupees. 4,50,000 Indian rupees is some money in India, and especially on one server. Okay, I'll just go to calculate here. I'll just calculate what is the total amount here. So let us say like 4,50,000 or say 6,000 multiplied by 125. 6,000 multiplied by 120. This is $7,50,000, friends. $7,50,000 multiplied by, let's say, 74. This is 5.5 crores. This is more than 5 crores of rupees. It means a company is spending more than 5 crores of rupees on your servers. 5 crore is huge money, right? Whatever company may be small, medium, large, 5 crores is a huge money. One more thing, the company will not use the same server for like years and years. They need to keep on changing server. Okay, so what we are learning here is server administration, how to install a OS, how to configure the OS, how to install applications, how to manage, how to configure all those things. Now, the difference here is these servers are there physically in our setup. Now, once you go to cloud computing, once you start learning AWS or Azure or whichever course, these servers will not be there in our company. People are sitting here, people are working, but this 125 servers will not be there in our company. You know where these servers will be located? These servers will be located in here. These are your data centers, friends. This is from outside actually, but once you go inside, it will be like this. Now, what you see here, these are your server. This is one of the server in This is one of the data center from Amazon. See the size of the server. This size is like bigger than your multiple cricket grounds and multiple football grounds. Okay, so our servers, we will create company servers in these data centers. So what Amazon people or Microsoft people or Google people, these people, what they are saying like, okay, why you are spending 5 crore rupees on your servers? No need to spend that much money. Just pay some money and use our servers. So what we do in cloud computing, instead of using servers in our setup, instead of installing and configuring servers in our setup, we are not purchasing any physical servers in our setup. We'll just go to the data center. We just make an account in AWS. There is your Amazon Web Services, and there we create all the servers. Now, what you do there? You do the installation, configuration, administration. You do all these things. Okay, someone can say like, okay, the cloud administrator responsibility is only creating servers. The other things will be done by the server administrator. Now see, a company will not hire you without the knowledge of server administrator, because you know you are creating a server, but you don't know what is happening in that server. You don't know how to configure that server. You don't know how to install some applications, and you don't know how to do some troubleshooting there. A company will not hire a person who is not having the knowledge of the server. Maybe you know how to create a server in cloud, but you're not having the knowledge of installation, configuration, and administration. It is very, very difficult for you to get a job. I can say 99% cases, a company will not hire you without the knowledge of the server administrator. So where you are learning how to install, how to configure, and how to do administration, this is what you are learning in Windows Server Administration, that is MCSE course. MCSE course is about installation, configuration, and administration. See friends, installation, configuration, and administration of servers will be same if you do the installation, configuration, and administration within the local company, or if you do this over the cloud. Okay, over the cloud, in many cases, the servers are already created, but still the configuration and administration will be done by administrator. In some cases, the installation part is already done by the Amazon people or Microsoft people, but they will not do configuration, because I do configuration according to my requirement. I do administration according to my requirement. Every company configuration and administration can be different. Means every company's server name can be different. Every company's server IP address can be different. Every company's server administration can be different. That if the installation is already done, configuration and administration should be done by the company's administrator. Okay, so this is what Windows Server is all about. This is what Windows Server administration is all about. So if you are thinking of any other technology as of now, like cloud computing or VMware or anything else, without learning the server administration part, you cannot reach there. Now, before I take a break, we'll just go to the other part of our course, that is your CCNA. CCNA, what you are learning in CCNA, you are learning majorly connections. Okay, then IP addresses, then router, then switch. This is what you are learning in CCNA. Okay, friends, I'll just take you to my AWS account. This is my cloud computing account. I'll just sign in here. SPHC8N. So once you go to this AWS, it will be like this. Actually, what you see here is a cloud computing, Amazon Web Services. There is a topic here called VPC. If you go to this VPC, friends, whatever you see in this VPC, it is all related to your CCNA code topics. Like, you know, IP addressing will be there, route table will be there. Whatever you are learning here, whatever you are discussing here, everything is related to CCNA. So without learning CCNA, if you go to this cloud computing, if you start learning VPC, like, you know, everything will be like going out of your brain. Now there is something called EC2. EC2 means it is a virtual machine. So we should know what is EC2, how to make a EC2, and what configuration we have to take in EC2. But before you learn EC2, you should have the knowledge of Windows Server Administration or Server Administration. S3, this is like a storage actually. It is called S3 bucket. So you should have some knowledge of storage, and again that you are learning in server administration. IAM, this is like you're creating users and groups. In MCC, you're spending like 3-4 classes on creating users and groups. So without the knowledge of this, see how many topics I already showed you. VPC, EC2, S3, IAM. These topics it will be very difficult for you to understand. Now, if you're not able to understand these 4 topics, friends, in cloud computing, 100% cases you will not get a job. 100% cases you will not learn anything else in cloud computing. Okay, so I'm just showing you the importance of your Windows. I'm showing you the importance of server administration and the network administration. See, this many topics you cannot learn. If you're not putting these topics on your resume, if you don't say like, okay, I'm not having any knowledge of VPC or EC2 or IAM or S3, that person will not call you for interview also. This is the most important part of your cloud computing. So how you can understand these topics? Once you have good knowledge of Windows Server Administration and the network administration. So today's session is just to show you the importance of network administration. Okay, there are some cases where people say, no need to learn. If you're not having any knowledge, no problem. We will just train you for some days. So what people do, they'll just train you for like 1 week or 10 days, and they'll just touch the topics which are needed there. But 10 days is not at all sufficient, friends, to learn the topics from MCS and CSM. Before I take a break, I'll just tell you something in a very simple and clear way. See, you're not making a career for like 1 year or 2 years. I always say this. We are making a career for next 8, 10, 15, 20 years. What is the meaning of career? It is for like a lifelong career, right? You're making your career, you're earning money, you're providing everything to yourself, to your family. So career is not for like 1 day or 1 month or 1 year. It is for like 1 decade or maybe like 2 decades. So if you want to make your career in networking, it will be great for your career. It will be great for yourself if you start your career from server administration and network administration. If you start learning from here, then you can easily go and learn cloud computing. Okay. So I have given some examples and I have just showed you the importance of cloud computing and importance of the server administration and network administration. So now please take your time, friends. Please take 30 seconds. Just try to revise what we have done till now, what we have discussed. And if you have any questions here, we will see. Then we can see some other things from Windows Server Administration and Network Administration. Over to you now. Okay, one more person join here, Shiva Shankar Babu. Shiva, I hope you are able to hear me. Okay, fine. So please take your time. And if you have any queries, whatever we have done till now, and if you want to add something, that is more welcome actually.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi Shruti.
I have a question. I want to make my basics very stronger. So,
Okay.
like, I have already have knowledge in like, as you said, I have on like I'm already doing my masters like
Mm-hmm.
in networking, and I have knowledge on some things, but I don't have exact knowledge on basics because in masters we don't get any basics. We directly get into the topic.
Mm-hmm.
So when I ask my sir, then they tell me that you have to be stronger in basics in order to get a job in abroad. So what I'm thinking is like I want to make my basics very stronger in networking, and I have knowledge, but not the perfect.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So where I have to start, like where from where I should start, like learning these basics, all those things.
Okay, I got your question. Abroad means maybe you're thinking of USA or maybe like Australia, Europe, right?
Yes, yes. Presently, I'm
Okay,
doing my master's.
okay, fine. See, I have students from America, Canada, Europe, Australia, of course, Africa, and most of the countries from Asia. I have trained many people from all these places actually. Wherever you go, actually, whichever country you're living, see, then if I say basics, actually, I'm wrong here. I should not say basics. I will say if you want to be good in networking, you should be good in MCAC and CCNA. And if I say MCAC and CCNA are basics, I am completely wrong. This is not basics. Okay. When we start MCAC, we are starting from the scratch. We are starting like what is network, types of networks, how to make connection. We are starting from this place. But we are starting from here, and for next 35, 40 days, we will go up to the administration part. So I'm not saying whole MCAC is basic, but starting 3, 4 classes will be basics. But then we enter into administration. So any person, whether he is in India, Hyderabad or Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, or maybe he is in Australia or America, anywhere, if you want to start your career in networking, if you want to make your fundamentals more strong, then MCAC and CCNA, there is no better course in MCAC and CCNA to make your fundamentals strong and to understand the technology easily. Okay, I suggest you these two courses.
Okay. And one more doubt is like, okay, and also we definitely need certifications actually in order to prove ourselves or something in interview. When I sit in an interview, we obviously need knowledge, and at the same time we also need certifications like CCNA or something. So how gonna take if I take this course? Will I be able to crack this CCNA?
Okay, it's a good question again. Remember, I told you when I started the class, we'll see about certification also. So let us see about certification. See, as of now, there is no MCSC certification.
Yes.
MCSC certification was one of the oldest certification, one
Yes.
of the most famous certification. I'll just show you some certifications some of my students have done here. This guy is from Africa. Actually, he has done this certification in 2019. He's working somewhere in Dubai or Qatar, somewhere he's working now. But this was your MCSC certificate. But right now, Microsoft people they have like club everything with the cloud, so they have stopped this certification and they have introduced some other certifications. But MCSC course is still the course that people should learn for next 2, 3 years. Okay, so there is no MCSC certification. Now with MCSC, if there is a certification which is as famous as MCSC, then it is CCNA. CCNA certifications are there from 1990s. 1990s. It's very long time, right, for a technology. From there, CCNA certifications are there. It will be great for your career again if you have CCNA certification added on your resume. Companies will like people with certifications. Suppose imagine if there are 100 people applying for a job, out of 100 people, like 30 people are having certification. Not 30 actually, 80 people will have certification for sure. If 80 people have certification, first they will call 80 people for interview, and most probably they will select a candidate from that 80 people. In case if they are not able to select a candidate from 80 people, then they may call the remaining 20 people without the certification. But 99% cases, company will look for a candidate with a certification because they use our certification for their benefit. How that I'll explain you in coming classes. But as of now, I can say companies will use our certification for their benefit. And we need to prove ourselves. How we can prove ourselves? We can prove ourselves with this certification. Actually, to get a job, your bachelor's and master's is okay, it is needed. But these certifications are more important than your bachelor's and master's because you're working on these technologies. You're not working on your bachelor's and master's. That is only to show you like, okay, I'm a graduate or a postgraduate or whatever. Now, the main question here was, can we get our CCNA certification? Can we write our CCNA certification after learning this course? Okay, my simple answer here is without learning this course also you can write certification. Certification is something like a business anyway. Just sign out first of all from my account. Certification is like a business. I'll show you one certification first. CCNA certificate actually, but I hope I can see that. Yeah, Can you see this is your CCNA certificate? It will be something like this. So here we can see Minhal, someone is there. He has done the certification. Okay, but let us come to the question. Can we write our CCNA certification after completing the CCNA course? My answer is after completing the CCNA course, you will be in a position to face interview. You will be in a position to work as administrator. This is what you can do. I repeat, after completing the CCNA course here with me, you can face your interview and you can do your work. You can do your job. But before you face your interview, before you do your work, what comes here? Exam comes here. And actually, before exam, what comes here? The learning. Actually, these are the four stages of our career: learning, exam, interview, and work. And if I ask you a simple question, according to you, which one is more easier out of these four, or which one is more difficult actually? What will you say? Is it exam, learning, interview, or work?
I think learning is tougher.
Exactly. You know,
And when come, yeah,
yeah, you're spending actually the most difficult part of your career with me, hopefully. That is learning. Learning is the most difficult because right now you're not having any knowledge of IP addressing, a router or a switch or a server or configurations and all those things. Learning will be always difficult, but I'll make sure we'll keep our learning process a bit more like healthier, funnier, and interesting. Hopefully, that is one of the thing I'll try to make sure here every person feel comfortable. So learning is obviously the difficult process, but I'll make sure I'll make it easy. Now coming to interview, exam, and work, this is the most easiest thing. Now, why exams are easy? In CCNA actually, there are total marks is 1,000. Out of 1,000, you should get 825 to pass. There is 82%. There is good percentage, right? 82% you should get. Total marks are 1,000. So total marks are 1,000. How many questions you are getting here? In interview, you will get questions between 45 to 60. Sorry, in examination, you will get questions between 45 to 60. It's not like you're getting 1,000 questions. One question may contain 30 marks, one question may contain 70 marks, one question may contain 10 marks. It depends. They calculate according to their own theory. So this many questions will come, 45 to 60 questions, and total marks are 1,000. You should get 825. Now, the duration of the exam is 120 minutes. Okay. Now, is it easy to pass this exam? If I say all the questions are multiple choice, all these questions are 95% questions are multiple choice question answers. One or two will be like, drag and drop. I hope you remember what is drag and drop. And one or two labs will be there. Small labs will be there. Those labs we will see when we learn. This is your examination pattern. Total 1,000 marks, 825 is the passing mark. You are getting 45 to 60 questions in your exam, in between 45 to 60 questions. Okay, total time will be like 120 minutes, and multiple choice question answers will be there. Now, the big question here is, can we pass the exam after learning the course? Now, my answer here is, without learning the course also, you can pass the exam. That should not be done actually. First of all, you should not do like this, but I have seen many people, they first passed the exam and then they came to me and they started learning CCNA or whatever course. So how that is possible? This is possible because there is something called dumps. What are these dumps? In these dumps, suppose there are like 250 to 300 question and answer. Suppose I'll say, okay, take this 250, 300 questions and answers. Like I said, you majority of questions are multiple choice. So I'll say, take this questions and answers, go home and prepare. Suppose imagine you are memorizing or you're remembering whatever you say every day 25, 30 questions. So within 10 days, you can memorize all these questions, multiple choice questions, answers. So if you take these dumps with 250 to 300 questions and answers, it can be 50 more, or it can be 50 less. It depends. This 250 to 300 dumps, if you prepare and if you go to exam, how many questions are coming in exam? 45 to 60 questions are coming in exam. All these 45 to 60 questions will come from this 250 to 300 questions actually. Now tell me, is it difficult to pass your exam? You already have your questions, you already have your answers, but you have more questions and answers. So from these questions and answers, you will get questions in examination. So same question will be there, same pattern will be there. You should simply answer those questions and answers. Not only for CCNA or any other course, it is same for all the. If you go with like cloud computing, the same terms will be there. If you go with like VMware, you have dumps. If you go with security, we have dumps. If you go with any other technology from Microsoft, you have dumps. So just prepare your dumps, go for exam and write your exam. But when you
Hello,
prepare,
sir.
yeah, please.
Sir, we get exactly the same questions which are in the dumps.
100% sure you get the same questions, but there is a condition,
Yes.
and the condition is the dumps should be the latest dumps.
Yeah. You told me that a dump will be changed for every 1 month in a demo class.
Yeah, exactly. It will change every 30 days, 20 days, 40 days, it depends. So if you purchase your dumps today, like today is 27th June, if you purchase the dumps today, the dumps will be valid for next 1 month. So within 1 month, you should go and write the exam. I have seen many people, some of my close friends actually, they have written exams within like 1 week. Actually, they did for this security exam after completing routing and switching. There is one more part called security. I remember that person, he was sitting with me in a cafeteria having tea, coffee, and he was preparing for the dumps in that way. And he had passed the exam within like 1 week. That is also possible. This is the way to go for examination. So right now,
Then
whenever you're learning any technology, don't worry about the exam. Examination is the easiest thing you do actually because you already have the questions and answers. The most important part for us whenever we are learning anything is learning process itself. Interview will be easy, work will be the easiest again, but still learning is difficult. But the question was about exams, so this is the way we should go for exams. Yeah, please. Anything else here?
Then what's the use of having certification? Like if we go and prepare 250 questions and straight away we get answers from those, then what exactly the use of certification?
It's $1 million question actually. What is the use of certification? Now, in terms,
Yeah.
it is not like what is the capital of what is the capital of India, or what is the capital of Telangana, or what is the capital of Andhra. It will not be like this. In terms, they will test our knowledge. Actually, these examinations are not for freshers. Frankly speaking, these exams are for people who are having like 18 months or at least 1 year of working experience. Okay, I'll take you to dumps here now. There is a website called Exam Collection. If you go to this Exam Collection website, here we can see Microsoft, Cisco, CompTIA, Amazon, VMware, Citrix, Juniper. We have like many companies here. I'll go to Cisco once. Once you go to Cisco, we can see all the certifications that are offered by Cisco. All these are different certifications. But we are learning 200-301. This is your CCN. So when you take a question in dump, actually, the question is not like a straightforward question, like 2 plus 2 is how much? It will not be like this. Okay, I'll write something here. There is a very, very famous command in Cisco routers and switches that is like, to check the configuration on your device, there is a command, and the command is like this. Show IP interface brief. Show IP interface brief. Show IP interface brief. Show IP interface. Now, actually, out of these four commands, only one command is correct. But it is very difficult for any person to identify which command is correct. First of all, I'm using all the alphabets same. There is no difference here. Okay, the only difference here is in the space. I said show space, IP space, interface space, brief. But here I said show IP1, then inter. So only one command is correct. Now the correct command is actually this. But remaining three commands also looking same here, right? So in examination, they will confuse you like this. This is one thing. And the second thing what they do in examination is they will simply put some scenario based question. I'll just take you to some other questions. Hopefully I'll get some question answers here. In questions, in examination question, whatever exam you are facing, whether it is CCNA, cloud computing, or whatever exam you are facing, you will get these scenario-based questions actually. Scenario-based question means they will say, okay, this is okay, this is one question here. Can you see this is a these are three routers here? They will say this is the configuration, so which configuration is correct? Now it's a very interesting question now. Suppose if you go with this exam, go with this question here. Again, this is one examination question here. They will say, okay, this is one option. Like if I say you, uh, what is the name of my country? And if I say India, Bharat, Hindustan, technically all three are correct here. Yes. We call India as India as well as Bharat as well as Hindustan. Maybe there is some other name also, who knows? But we are familiar with these three names. So they will give 10 options there and they will say like out of these 10 options, choose any three options that are correct. So in examination, what they will do here is they will ask you a question that is a troubleshooting question. That is a scenario based question. Our question is not straightforward. It is not like 2 plus 2 is how much. No, it will not be like this. The question will have some scenario. The question has something there. You know what administrators will do in companies? Actually, if you are working in a company for 8 hours, out of 8 hours, your work will be there only for like half an hour, maybe 1 hour. Maybe there will be some days where there is no work because once we configure your servers, routers, and switches, there is no other work. Maybe we have to make some changes, or maybe we have to add something, maybe we have to remove something, but there will be many days where there is no work for an administrator. So if you want to become more perfect in your concept, you know what administrators will do? They will simply take dumps, maybe like 3 months old dumps, 2 months old, that will be available for free over the internet. They will take dumps and they will simply prepare dumps. They're not writing exam, but they are gaining a lot of knowledge there. These dumps are prepared by some professionals. The dumps are prepared by some expert. So these dumps are related to the configurations, the troubleshootings, and the issues that we get. So I repeat, dumps are not straightforward questions. Dumps are very technical questions. So if there is a question in a dump regarding one scenario, this scenario is used in many companies as of now. If there is a question regarding any troubleshooting, this trouble many people already face in their companies, in their routers, switches, servers. So now we are learning that issue here. So in case if you face the same issue in coming days or months, you can easily troubleshoot that. That is the concept of dumps actually. That is the concept of dumps. You will get more knowledge there. You will get in-depth knowledge there. You will get scenario-based knowledge there. You will get troubleshooting knowledge there. Got it? That is what dumps are all about. I know people who are already certified people, but still, in their leisure time, in their free time, what they do, they just take older dumps and they just start preparing those questions. They start, solving those questions. And I know how much improvement you will get in your knowledge if you take this dump. I have also done the same thing. I have learned dumps. I have prepared dumps many times from different technologies, and I can feel the improvement in myself actually. If we can take 10 questions in a day, not in your home, while working only. While working, you have your mobile phone, your computer, your laptop, everything. You're not working for 8 hours. So daily, if you take only 10 questions here, friends, after 1 year, you will have the knowledge of like 5 years of experience. That much knowledge you will get in dumps. That is importance of dumps actually. Got it? So companies will take a certified person because he is a certified. He did the examination by preparing dumps and he has more knowledge compared to a person who just did the course. So in course, we are learning the interview part, the administration part, as well as we will see what questions will be there in dumps. I hope you understood what I said here.
Yes, sir. And one more question is like, uh, attending online classes, can we do the practical one for the CCNA and the MCSE course?
Okay, that was again a good question, but let me just take you to the other classes that I have finished already. This class I have finished like 3 days before, so I have done this many. We have done this many practicals here actually. Actually, there are some simulations here. There are some softwares created by Cisco, and there are some other softwares. This is called Cisco Packet Tracer. See, I have taken India here, I have taken Dubai, and I have taken Brazil. So by using this software, I'll be sharing all these softwares with you first of all. And by using this softwares, you can do all practicals. Now, if I click on India router here, and if I go to CLI, whatever you see now, This will be the same thing you see in your router. If I say enable, the same command. If I say config t, whatever I am doing as of now, it will be exactly the same thing you do in a real router. 99% cases, it will be great for your learning when you learn something on a simulation. See, can we take 3 routers? No. Can we take 3 switches? No. Can we take 15, 20 computers? Of course, no. So by using these softwares, I can easily show you the labs. You can easily do labs in your machine. Okay. This is for your CCN. And see, I have already switched on one server here. This is the Windows server. And to practice your Windows or Linux, we have something called VMware Workstation software. This software also I'll be sharing with you. So by using the software, you can install this software in your computer and you can do all practicals. Now, what you see on your screen is a Windows server actually. This is the exact Windows server you see in a company. There are some hundreds and maybe like millions of companies all over the globe. Okay, every company has a server or many servers. So this is the same server you see right in your company. This is your actual server. It is a real server. But instead of using a real physical machine, what we are doing here, we are simply using a virtual machine. See, this is just a virtual machine. And I'll just take you to the server here, what configurations we have done till now. There is something called Active Directory users and computers here. First of all, we should know how to install this server, how to configure and how to do administration. So I have done many things here till now, so I'll just take you there. See, I have created accounts OU. India.com is my company name. That is the domain name. I have created accounts OU. In accounts, I have many users like I have Anamika, Dhoni, Bunny, Nitish. If I go to like finance here, I have some other user like Ronaldo, Deepika. If I go to marketing, I have these people working. If I go to programming, I have these people. IT, these are the people here. I'll just do one thing. Suppose a new employee is joining our company now. So I'll just right click on this IT. Like you're the administrator now of this Windows server. And suppose some people are joining our company in marketing department. So what you should do, you should create their account in marketing department in server. Only you can access server. The other people cannot access server. So how to create an account? Right click, new, say user. And like suppose the username is like say Shiva. You are ready. Then there is something called password here. And then we have some options. Next, finish. See, Shiva Reddy user is created here. Then right click on Shiva Reddy user, go to properties, enter his telephone number, enter his email ID, then go to accounts and configure like what time he can access his account and in which computer he can access his account. All these configurations we have to do. This is what server administration is all about. This is one of the main part of our server administration. See, I can show you the departments here. Account is a department and these are the users. Finance is a department and these are the users. Okay. Then if you go to computers, I have some computers here. And there is something called groups. So I have senior, junior managers groups and senior. I have showed you 4 things here: computers, users, groups, and departments. But you know, friends, it will take at least 10 classes for us to learn this. I just created a user with the name Shiva Reddy here. Yeah, within like 10 seconds, I have created a user Shiva Reddy. But I am saying to create this OU, that is department like accounts and cloud and all those things, and to create these users and add computers, it will take at least 10 classes for us. That much we need to learn. This is your administration. So I'll be sharing Packet Tracer with you. I'll be sharing this software with you that is called VMware Workstation. Here we can see VMware Workstation software. Using this, we can do all the practicals in your home. And in case if there is any problem there, you can simply just right click on this machine. For example, I have completed this class. Which class? Okay, I have still not deleted it. I'll delete it. Okay. There is a server here. So I'll just right click on this server. I'll say manage and I'll say delete. That means once you do your practicals, you can delete your servers. Actually, it will take me one class actually to show you how to use VMware Workstation, how to use Packet Tracer, and how to install operating systems and how to work there. Okay, friends, so this is the server OS where we are working, and whatever you see here, The same thing you will see in each and every Windows server which is there in any company on the face of the earth. You will see exactly like this. This is a real operating system, but we are not using real physical servers. I hope you remember when we started our session, guys. I told you server is a combination of hardware and software, right? So instead of using a hardware server, we are using virtual servers. And software is a software, it will be same software. So practical wise, now it is more easier for us to do practicals because we have the simulation softwares for most of the technologies. And if you go with like cloud computing in future, you can easily create a cloud account, Amazon account, and you can do all practicals. So whether it is MCSE or Linux or CCNA or CCNP or whatever course you are learning, practicals are much more easier now to do. So I'll be showing you the practicals here. You will be getting the recorded classes. All these recorded classes you will get directly to your mail ID. And again, you can do practicals in your machine. There is only one condition here, and that condition is you should have a computer with minimum 6 GB RAM. It can be i3 processor, i5, any processor, but if there is at least 6 GB RAM or above, you can do MCSE practicals as well as all CCNA, CCNP, Linux practicals by using the softwares. And one more thing, I have already created a book for this Windows Server Administration and CCNA. I have created a lab manual. So in case if you are stuck anywhere, uh, you can just refer that book and you can just go through that book and you can see all the things there. See, before I stop again, before I take a break again, I'll just ask you one simple question. Is it difficult for you to use your mobile phone now? Answer is of course no, right? It is not difficult for me or you to use the smartphone. But just remember, when you started using smartphone, it was not so easy, right? We have to see the options, how to save the phone number, how to make a call, how to send a message, how to install the application, how to change data name. These options, it took us maybe like 1 or 2 days at least to be familiar with all these options. So if you feel you're using your mobile phone is much more easier for you as of now, then server administration will be easy for you, router and switch administration will be easy for you. Why I'm saying this? Because it's a very big statement I'm making here. Please listen carefully. Whatever you do in your mobile phone, friends, the options are already available there. You're adding a phone number, so the option is available there. You're sending a message, so the option is already available there. You're installing some application there, so we should go to a option. We need to click and we need to install the application. So each and every option is available there. So we are simply learning how to use those options, right, in our mobile phone. Now, same logic applies in servers, routers, switches, or whatever technology you're learning. In server, the options are already there. Remember, I have created Shiva Reddy user. So there were some options there. First name, last name, password. The options were already there. We should simply learn how to use those options. That is the only thing we have to do, friends. The options are already available in your server, router, switch, firewall, or whatever device you think of. We should simply learn how to use them. So very soon you will be as perfect as your mobile phone usage, like you will be in servers and routers and switches. Actually, after some classes, people feel a bit bored to configure routers and switches because commands are repeated commands. Okay, commands will be repeated and things will look more easier. In CCN, if you learn only 35 to 40 commands, that is more than enough. 35 to 40 commands are more than enough for us to learn in whole CCN. Got it? So now please take your time here, friends. Again, 30 seconds, and just try to revise everything, whatever we have done. And in case if there is anything else to discuss, we will see. So we have covered the most of the major things that we need to cover today. We know like the importance of MCS and CCN and all. Without learning this, it is very difficult to start your career. We have seen the certifications, okay, and we have seen the how to do practicals and all those things, and we have seen the examination also. Okay, duration of, there is a question here. What is the duration of course? Duration of MCS will be like 35 to 37 days, and duration of CCNA is also 35 days. Both 35 days, but 1 or 2 days can be extra. The reason is I may take some extra topics or I may go with some bigger lab sets. So for that reason, 1 or 2 days can be extra, but overall 35 days for this and 35 days for CCN. There are two options. One is if you have to learn parallelly, you can learn parallelly. Like suppose 8 o'clock is your MCSE, 9:30 can be CCN. You can come for 2 classes in a single day. That is more than possible. As of now, I can see most of the people are still in lockdown. Or simply they are coming out of the lockdown. There are no jobs. Means you are applying for jobs and all those things, right? So if you're having time here, my suggestion will be like you can go with 2 classes in a single day. Okay, please regarding fees and all those things, you can simply contact the management. I'll just write the phone number of the management. You can call on that number and you can talk about the fees and all the other details. Anything regarding subject, whatever we are learning here, that is my responsibility. But coming to fees and all those things, actually you already put your number there, so they will call you. But still, I'll share the number. So this is one of the numbers: 9246212143. So please call on this number and they will help you. And in case if you need any other suggestion from me, they will make a conference call directly to me. So you can talk to me directly also, no issues. But still, the coming couple of classes will be like more of demo classes. We'll be starting from the very basics actually. Very basics in the sense like what is network, what is networking. From here we will be starting. So the starting classes will be very basic, the 3-4 classes, then we'll move slowly into the server part and the administration part. Okay, there is a good question from Naveen here. There are different types of Windows servers and which one we are learning. See, these are the types of Windows servers we have as of now: 2012, 2016, 2019, and 10 days before they have launched 2022. These are the servers we have from Microsoft. These are the versions. Like, we have Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, all these version. But, majority of cases, still companies are using 2012 and 2012 and 2016. 2019 came in 2019, then, we entered into this Corona and all these things, COVID and all those things. So 2019 is not that much used. 2012 is launched only like 10 days before or 15 days before. But the best part here is if you're learning 2012 administration, you can easily work on 2016, 2019 as well as on 2012. See, I have not seen anything from 2012 till now. They launched this maybe like 10-15 days before. I have not seen anything till now. But I can say with 100% guarantee the administration part will be same in 2022 also. See, Windows servers are not designed only for administration. They are designed for multiple reasons, like for virtualization, for cloud computing, for database, for all these reasons. So whatever changes they are making there, most of the changes they are making in cloud computing and virtualization. So our part is same. We will go with 2016 as well as 2019. We will go with these two courses. We will go with 2016 and 2019. See here, I just showed you this server. This server is Windows Server 2016 server. You can see how it is looking, everything here. So this is Windows Server 2016. But friends, if I suddenly open Windows Server 2019, you will not feel any difference there. You feel like, okay, you're still using 2016 only. Okay, so we are learning 16 as well as 19. I'll show you 2019 also as well as I'll show you 2016. But 2022, it may take maybe some more years to come into the companies and all those things. Still, it is in the testing process. So no need to worry about this. These are the 3 operating systems. Again, I repeat, if you learn any one, you can work on any other server. People who have done 2012 like 6-7 years before, they are working in companies in 2016 or maybe on 2019 without any difficulty because the look and the feel and the concept is completely same. Ravi, actually, I have one more friend here, Ravi Kumar. Actually, we started this session like 1 hour before. It is more than 1 hour now. So most of the things we have done, most of the things we have discussed. So if you have anything, you can ask me as of now. But still, this video will be uploaded on YouTube after like 2 3 hours. So if you can revise, if you can watch this video once, you will get all your, you can clear all your doubts. But still, if you have any doubt, you can ask me you can send me your query in next class, hopefully. But just from you join here, so I just will just finish like within like 5 10 minutes. Okay, thank you everyone. Thanks for joining and thanks for making this session a great session actually. So I'll be here for like a couple of more minutes. So whatever things, whatever doubts you have, whatever questions you have, feel free. Not only today actually, friends, I have a habit here. Whenever we learn any technology, whenever we learn any class, I'll be taking many classes here. So whenever we learn any class, I always give break for like 2 to 3 times in every class. If I take a class like 1 hour, 10 minutes continuously, I can do that. But it's not a issue. It's not a advantage for anyone. So once I do like 20 minute session, once I finish on one particular topic, I'll take a break for like 30 seconds or 50 seconds. Then you have some time to like, revise everything, revise the whole concept. And whatever doubt we have, we can simply clear the doubt. The doubt, you can ask me a question directly or you can send me a message. And always say this like, feel free to interact with me. Because if you're not clearing your doubt, the doubt will become a very big doubt in coming classes. The concept of networking is actually the classes are designed in such a way that today class is connected to tomorrow's class, 10th class is connected to 11th class, 25th class is connected to 26th class. So you should not take any doubt here. Be friendly, be frank. Whatever questions you have, you can simply send me the questions. We'll just try to solve the questions in a easiest way. We'll try to clear our doubts in the most easiest way. Okay, friends. So thank you. Thanks for joining. Today is Sunday. It's not easy to come on Sundays actually. We have classes from Monday to Saturday. We have classes for 6 days. Sundays will be a holiday. In some cases, if we need some extra time, whatever, it depends on the scenario, then we can go with Sunday also. But overall classes will be there between Monday and Saturday only, 6 days a week. Okay, so I'll be sharing the simulations. I'll be sharing the softwares and coming to the lab manuals, I'll be sharing the lab manuals also. I'll be sharing the documents with you just to read the documents, the classroom documents and all those things. I'll be sharing this with, and the institute management will share the recorded classes with you. Starting 2 3 classes will be uploaded on YouTube. Okay, but the remaining classes, it will come directly to you. Once you register, it will come directly to you. Okay, so the institute people have that responsibility. They have the recorded videos. So every class, they will send you the recorded class within like 3 4 hours or so. Timings actually, Shiva, again, can you please contact the management? I have like 2 3 times available, 2 3 slots available. Recently, I finished 2 to 3 classes. So you should simply call. They will call you. Actually, you already entered your name and number there, right? So they will call you and they will discuss about the timing. I can say one thing, class will be there for minimum 1 hour or up to 1 hour 15 minutes. But what time we are starting, they will contact you. There are two timings available, evening 8 o'clock and morning 9:30 a.m. Monday I'll be starting new batch. We already started actually. This was a work session. Monday will be the first class actually, Naveen. Monday we will see what is network, what is networking, and all those things. We'll start from Monday. That is tomorrow itself. Okay, thank you everyone. Thanks for joining. And Ravi, again, you joined a bit late actually. So just watch the video, YouTube video. They will be uploaded. They will upload this video within like 3 hours or so. So after watching this video, if you have any questions or any doubt, you can call on this number and they will make a conference call with me. So you can directly talk to me and whatever doubts you have, you can clear. So before you come for the next class, just make sure you watch this video because you will get a lot of basic knowledge. You will clear most of the doubts what you have regarding networking and all these courses. So it will good for you to watch this video at least once. Okay, Ravi. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. See you later. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye.